Look at your keyboard for a moment. You use it every day to study, work, chat, and play. But have you ever asked yourself a simple question? Why are the letters arranged like this? Why does Q come before W? And who decided this long before computers existed? The keyboard did not start with laptops. It began with old machines, noisy typewriters, and clever inventors trying to make writing faster. In this episode of English Legendcast, you will travel back in time to discover the amazing history of the keyboard. You will learn new English words, improve your listening, and understand the story behind one of the most important tools in modern life. So open your mind, place your fingers on the keys, and let the legend begin. Welcome to English Legendcast, the audio podcast where you learn English through interesting history, stories, and ideas from around the world. Before the keyboard, the typewriter story before laptops, phones, and computers, people wrote with pens and paper. Writing was slow, messy, and hard to copy. Businesses, newspapers, and governments needed a faster way to produce text. This need opened the door for a powerful invention, the typewriter, in the early 1800s. Inventors began experimenting with machines that could print letters on paper. One of the most important inventors was Christopher Latham Sholes, an American newspaper editor. He wanted a machine that could write as fast as people could think. His early typewriters were simple but noisy. When a person pressed a key, a metal arm jumped up and hit the paper with ink. But there was a problem. If someone typed too fast, the metal arms crashed into each other and got stuck. The machine stopped working. To solve this problem, Sholes changed the position of the letters. He separated common letter pairs so they would not hit each other. This decision created a strange but smart layout, QWERTY. At first, people did not like it. It felt slow and uncomfortable. But soon, typists became faster than writers with pens. Offices, schools, and newspapers started using typewriters everywhere. This was the first step in the legend of the keyboard, not digital, not silent, but mechanical, loud, and revolutionary. Why the keyboard uses QWERTY? When you look at your keyboard, the first 6 letters on the top row are QWERTY. That is why we call it the QWERTY layout. But this strange order is not random. It was designed for a problem that existed long before computers. In old typewriters, every key was connected to a metal bar. When a typist pressed a letter, the bar moved up and struck the paper. If 2 nearby bars moved at the same time, they collided and became stuck. The faster people typed, the more often this happened. Christopher Sholes studied which letters people used most often in English. Pairs like THER and ST appeared again and again. So he separated these letters on the keyboard. By placing them far from each other, the metal arms had more space and less chance to crash. So QWERTY was not made to slow people down. It was made to keep the machine working smoothly. Over time, typists trained their fingers to move quickly across this layout. Schools began teaching typing. Companies bought millions of machines. Once people learned QWERTY, changing it became very difficult. Other layouts tried to replace it, like Dvorak, which claimed to be faster. But QWERTY had already won the world. What began as a mechanical solution became a global habit, and that habit still lives under your fingers today. From typewriters to computer keyboards for many years, typewriters ruled offices and schools. But in the mid-1900s, a new invention began to change everything. The computer? Computers did not need metal arms or ink ribbons. They worked with electricity and signals. Early computers were large and expensive. At first, people used special terminals to communicate with them. These terminals looked similar to typewriters, so engineers kept the same keyboard design. Why change something people already knew how to use? So QWERTY moved from mechanical machines into electronic ones. Instead of metal bars hitting paper, computer keys sent signals to a screen. When you pressed a key, a letter appeared instantly. Typing became quiet, fast, and clean. As computers became smaller and cheaper, They entered homes, schools, and offices. Then came laptops. Then tablets and phones. But the keyboard stayed almost the same. Even when technology changed completely, the keyboard layout survived. It proved that good design does not disappear easily. People trusted what felt familiar. The keyboard stopped being only a tool for writing. It became a way to control the digital world, to send emails, write code, search the web, and talk to people across the planet. From heavy iron machines to light modern devices, the keyboard quietly followed humanity into the future. The keyboard in modern life today, the keyboard is everywhere. You see it on desktops, laptops, tablets, and even on your phone screen. It is no longer just a work tool. It is part of daily life. People use keyboards to study online, write messages, play games, create music, and run businesses. A student types homework. A programmer writes code. A gamer controls a virtual world. A writer builds stories, one key at a time. Modern keyboards are also smarter and more comfortable. Some are small and wireless. Some light up with colorful LEDs. Some are designed to reduce hand pain and make typing easier. There are mechanical keyboards for speed, soft keyboards for silence, and virtual keyboards on touchscreens. Even with voice technology and artificial intelligence, the keyboard still survives. Why? Because typing gives people control. When you type, you think carefully. You choose words. You shape ideas. The keyboard is no longer just hardware. It is a bridge between the human mind and the digital world. Every email, post, search, and message begins with a key press, so when you look at your keyboard, remember, you are touching history, technology, and communication at the same time. Now, let's pause for a moment and learn some useful English words from today's story. Vocabulary 1. Inventor, a person who creates something new. Christopher Sholes was the inventor of the typewriter. 2. Layout, the way things are arranged. The QWERTY layout is used on most keyboards. 3. Mechanical, working with machines and moving parts. Old typewriters were mechanical devices for signal, a message sent to control something. When you press a key, it sends a signal to the computer. 5. Familiar, easy to recognize because you know it well. People kept QWERTY because it felt familiar. 6. Control, the power to direct something. The keyboard gives users control over technology, so now you know the legend behind your keyboard. It started with noisy typewriters. It was shaped by QWERTY. It moved into computers. And today, it lives in your hands every day. The keyboard is not just plastic and letters. It is a tool for thinking, creating, learning, and connecting with the world. Every time you type, you are using an invention that changed history. Here on English Legendcast, we use stories like this to help you improve your English naturally, not by fear, but by curiosity and practice. If you enjoyed this video, press like. Subscribe to English Legendcast for more legendary English stories. And write in the comments, what do you use your keyboard for most? Study, work, or fun? Your English legend continues with every key you press. See you in the next episode.